This video is for the member that asked me about the wheel wells and the floorboards from thirdgen.org. This is Firebird Sadie. I thought I'd just do a little quick video for you. Here's the right fender. I had sanded it down a little bit and just primer graded over. It had some surface rust. If you can see down here, it's got a little bit. It's not perfect. There's still spots where I had taken a grinder to it, and I haven't quite sanded it down all the way. I'd put primer on before I was completely done sanding. There's some cracks in the cosmetics. Side skirts on this side are fine. Same with the door. Just some surface rust here and there. You can see maybe from the side where I had sanded a little bit. I had just painted over the old Iroc-Z sticker. The windshield is cracked. The hood, we had placed it off and then put it back on, and it cracked here. It goes all the way where my finger's going right now. Goes pretty far out there. Front's alright. Looks okay for the most part. Didn't have to do much sanding. Sorry about the light quality. Hood's alright. We've got some dents over here, a little dent here. You can see this one's doing okay too. There's rust down here. Doesn't go all the way through, but there is surface rust underneath the skirt. There might be some more, but to my knowledge it doesn't go all the way through. There is one major hole and one decent sized dent. Right here you can see there's some rust, and apparently this came from a bullet at one point in this car's life. I'm not sure if the previous owner's story was true. You can see some more rust right here. Rear fender over here is alright too. It did have surface rust on it. It's the same as the other side. I took a grinder to it. You can see some spots, but it doesn't go through. Just, you know, kind of raunchy down through here. I have the other pieces that go with this. They are over here. They're not the same color at the moment, but they do go with it. I have the piece that goes here too, but it's currently not on. It was like this when I had bought it. This is dented in, as you can see. Off. The lights are alright though, for the most part. You asked about the strut towers, which I hate to admit it, but I'm assuming they're under the hood. I'll give it a go so you can see that it runs. It's been sitting for a while. You have to forgive me if it won't turn over right away. And it still starts okay. Check engine light does come on. I have the entire apparatus that goes over here, the plastic and then the cover. I took out the voltage and the oil pressure because they were bad. RPMs are a little off as well. We've got the aftermarket gauges. Probably can't really see. I'll pull out so you can take a look. As I mentioned before, it's got some aftermarket speakers. Not really, you know, anything special. Just something you pick up at your local store. They put out an alright amount of sound. You can see that the inside is partially torn out. We're just going to pull out real quick. Get some more light in here. Again, it does leak a little bit of transmission fluid, but not a whole lot. I have to add a quart about every month or so. Okay. You see the inside, just normal wear. I have the dash. It's cracked, but I have the dash. The lights work. The previous owner put on some gaudy blue lights. Didn't really care for them. They're still on, but I don't use them. Of course, not the original steering wheel. also mention there's an aftermarket unit. The faceplate's back at home. We were gone on a trip, haven't used it. You can see in now, wiring's all here. I ripped out a lot of the back, top as well. Like all third gens, the hood does not like to stay up. Forgive me for a moment. The squealing you're hearing is the fan belt. No serpentine belt on this. Just your average little 305 TPI. There's one off-colored spark plug cable. The strut towers aren't too bad. I mean, they look okay. This side's a bit rusty though. The wiring's pretty good. The one thing the previous owner did was to wire the fan to turn on as soon as you turn the ignition on. So the fan is always on, so it takes a little while to warm up. Otherwise, I mean, it's a new radiator. As stated before, it doesn't leak any fluids other than the transmission fluid. The oil's all right. The coolant hasn't changed much. I don't see much on the ground otherwise. You asked about the floorboards too. The floorboards are not a great point on this car. Yes, they are rusty. You can't probably really see anything, but yes, they are rusty. They are a bit. I mean, they're solid. Whoa! Oh, scared the heck out of me. Sorry. They're solid enough that you don't have to worry about it. I mean, I haven't had them go through. It's the driver's side that's the worst. It's still kind of cold, but yeah, the gauges work. I have a lot of the other parts that would go inside with it. Both windows work. They do go down all the way. I'm just saving for the sake of posterity to not go up and down. I should have though. But yeah, everything works otherwise. Let's put on the tail lights. Well, the tail lights are on. I'm just gonna put on the. You can see the lights work. Also, as I stated before, the pipes are cut off right past the manifold, why it's so godforsaken loud. Otherwise, most everything's here. Battery's okay. Not anything, incredible, but it works. Yeah, other than that, it's an 86. It's an 86 Iroc-Z28. It's good to drive. That's about it.